Paul Ryan was correct. When he did the tax code, what's the first thing he decided we had to go after? Social Security and Medicare. Now, we need to do something about Social Security and Medicare. That's the only way you can find room to pay for it.
So we have a tweet here from Joe Biden's Twitter, and he's promising that if the Republicans in the upcoming Congress are going to try to cut Social Security or Medicare, he's promising he's going to veto it. It's a pretty bold tweet to have. I understand that Biden didn't tweet that himself because he's senile and 99 years old, and also typically staffers are running these Twitter accounts. But nonetheless, the president is quoted as saying he will veto any attempt by Republicans to cut Social Security or Medicare. I'm calling bullshit because he has a 50-year career of vowing and fighting to do that very thing, which is help Republicans cut Social Security and Medicare. That's what Joe Biden has tried to do. A clip from Bernie Sanders' 2020 campaign of him and Joe Biden debating, and it's sad.
Let me ask you a question, Joe.
Yeah.
You're right here with me.
Yeah.
Have you been on the floor of the Senate? You were in the Senate for a few years.
Yeah.
Time and time again, talking about the necessity, with pride, about cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare, cutting veterans programs.
No.
You never said that.
No.
When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government.
Look, here's the deal.
You're an honest guy. Why don't you just tell the truth here? We all make mistakes.
I am telling the truth.
And I not only tried it once, I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time.
Joe, let me repeat it again. I want you just to be straight with the American people. I am saying that you have been on the floor of the Senate time and time again talking about the need to cut Social Security, Medicare, and veterans programs. Is that true or is that not true?
No, it's not true.
That is not true?
That is not true.
I meant veterans benefits. I meant every single solitary thing in the government.
Everything was on the table. I did not support any of those cuts in Social Security or in veterans benefits.
Whoa. Everything was on the table. All right, you're right. You just said it, including, in your judgment, cuts to Social Security and veterans.
In order to get the kinds of changes we need on other things related.
Joe, then
but we did not cut it.
I know, because people like me helped stop that. All that I would say to the American people, go to YouTube. It's all over the place. Joe said it many, many times, and I'm surprised. But you can't deny the reality.
You have Joe Biden dead to rights. He pushes him on the debate stage, and then it cuts to audio examples of Joe Biden saying he wants to cut Social Security and Medicare. But it's also a horrible clip because it shows how weak and pathetic Bernie Sanders' 2020 campaign was. Here's an issue in which he had Joe Biden dead to rights on. Dead to rights. He was telling him, I know you're honest, but don't lie, Joe. Don't lie to the people here. I know you're honest, but don't lie. Well, Joe is not honest. He is a liar. He's a renowned liar. He's been laughed off of presidential campaigns before for being caught in so many lies. The guy lies all the time. But second, Bernie, he wasn't willing to admit it, and you did nothing about it. You basically let him walk out of that. You let him walk out of the jaws of death. All you had to do was close your mouth and start chewing, and you would have ate his lunch. But instead, you did everything you could to try to make it mealy mouth as possible. It's almost as if you weren't even trying to win anymore. You weren't even trying to win. You weren't trying to fight for anything. You're just making sound bites to try and make Biden the best candidate possible. You didn't even believe that he'll fight for Medicare expansion or anything like that, or even to save it. You believe he's going to try and cut it because you're bringing up how for 50 years he said he's tried to do that. But your only goal in that conversation is not to expose Joe Biden and put pressure on him. Your goal there wasn't to try and help Joe Biden see the light because that's not the point. He's corrupt. you're so weak that you were trying to lead him into a better soundbite, and you didn't even do a good job at that. Like, that's how weak you are. That's pathetic. From 2016 to 2020, what a pathetic turn Bernie Sanders took. And what a bullshit tweet from Joe Biden. This is what the Democrats do. They tweet bullshit like this. And for some reason, 25% of the country keeps voting for them out of fear. Oh, they're going to cut Medicare. They're going to cut Social Security, blah, blah, blah. You literally lean into a mic like this and whisper, we're going to have to cut Social Security and Medicare. It's the only way it can be done. There's clips of you doing that creepy ass shit, okay? You're literally Joe Biden. You're the embodiment of the Democratic Party. Tweeting how you're never going to cut Social Security and Medicare and how you'll veto any attempt by the evil Republicans to do so. Meanwhile, you work every chance you can to cut those very things, and you've even made dozens of public speeches in the past about how you want to do it. Absolutely preposterous. Bernie Sanders, you're also a cuck, man. I used to think you were bent over a barrel. You're in a hard place. You're doing the best you could with the hand you're dealt, but no longer. No longer do I think that. It's been years since I've thought that. You're pathetic, man. You're obviously carrying water for imperialists. You're obviously sheepdogging people into a Democratic Party that works against their interest.
What's the matter? The CIA got you pushing too many pencils? Huh?